Hello, it is Diane with Diane's Blue Hearts and Butterflies.com, and I wanted to share this kind of a pop-up front card. I got the idea from watching Julie Gilson, and I fell in love with the paper Delicate Dreams that is in the products that Stampin' Up! Sells, and it has this really great foil, bronze kind of foil paper that has a bunch of really beautiful blues and greens in it. So I wanted to use it to make this card, and I'm using the products that I have. Some of it's old stuff, but I mainly wanted to focus on the technique for this card. It does kind of make it where you can stand it up to display it and share it. So let me see. So the main thing that I used was the Delicate Dreams paper and then You Are Remarkable stamp set. I've already moved this my stamp set off into the new packaging. Well, I'm going to have some diagrams and measurements over on my blog at Diane's Blue Hearts and Butterflies.com. So you can go over there to get those. But I did want to kind of go over some things. This kit, I do have some pieces that I was making a more neutral card without the flowers, but the measurements are the same. So you're going to start out with the base cardstock is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you're going to score this in landscape at 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to have another piece of the same cardstock, and this makes the little the panel, this piece right here that's going to pop out on the other side. And this is 4 1/2 by 3 3/4. And so you'll score this in landscape with the 4 1/2 piece across the top at 3 and 4. And I'll show that in a minute. Then the second color cardstock, which is kind of your accentuating pieces. So I have, excuse me, a 5 1/4 by, this one was on the back, hold on. So 5 1/4 by 3 1/8. I have a 5 1/4 by a 3/4, and then I have 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then on the back of the card, if you want to, you could put some pieces back here. Now this particular kit, I did cut it out so that there's actually a layer, another layer of this cardstock, and then the layer of the white. So if you want to do it that way, then this is 5 1/4 by 4, and this one would be 5 by 3 3/4 to create a matte layer. If you don't want it, you just want it to be the white, then this would be the 5 1/4 by 4. And then you will have the 2 pieces for your matting. This one, and you can choose which paper you want, but this one would be 5 inches by 3 inches, and this one would be 5 inches by 5/8 of an inch to be on that one. And then there is this matte, which I did go over, is 2 3/4 by 3 1/2, and you'll use a white that is 2 5/8 by 3 3/8 to create your layer here. This one is the one that I would stamp on and use for that. So let me move these pieces off to the side, and I can kind of go over what I have done. So like I said, the very back piece, you will score this at 1, 2, 3, and 4. You will use tear and tape for the outer edge. Then this one, the smaller one, you score at 3 and 4, and you'll put the tear and tape on the outside edge here. So on this one, you get the take your pick tool and use that to help get the backings off. It's a lot easier to do it that way. And then this one, you can roll it all the way over, but you want to line up the edge of this side with the last score line. You can also fold this one over and then fold it at the 1, 2, 3rd, so 1, 2, 3 inch score line, and lay it flat down, and it will go to the same spot. So it's two ways of doing it. If you're not confident with being able to line up the edge with that score line, you can do the folding, and that gets it where it lays flat. You will want to make sure that you fold and burnish all of your score lines before you put it together, which I had already done. But you want a good crisp edge or fold. Now this one we will add after we do some of our layers. So let me get those pieces out here, because you're going to be gluing it on top of these pieces, this other piece. So let's get these layered together. I just fell in love with this Designer Series paper, but of course my favorite color is blue. Maybe you can tell that by my blog name. A friend and I are, we had so many similarities. I lost her in 2019, but we had so many similarities, and one was the color blue that we both loved, and we both loved flowers and butterflies and all kinds of little swooshes and swirls and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, our mothers both had the same birthday, not the date, but the same day. Oh, and that one just ran out. And we also had two boys and a girl. Mine, the two boys were first, and then the girl, hers, I believe the girl was in the middle. And the other thing is one of those children was born in November, so that was so that kind of worked out. So this one, you just kind of put it in. The edge is going to go more close to where the fold line is. It's going to be a lot closer to that side. So that piece, and then we will have this piece that we'll go ahead and put on. And I use Stamp Seal Plus because I like it better than the seal. It just seems to tear a little bit better, but sometimes it also has other issues. I try to line it up and get it even first before I lay it down. So I'm trying to get my fingers not to be right in the way. And lay that down, and then I will put this one on. And then this one, it goes on this front piece. You can either lay it this way or this way to get that to lay flat. And then again, eyeball for your margins so that they're even. Now, this piece, you can go ahead and put it on now, or you can wait and add your layers and then put it on. I have already gone ahead and stamped my piece, and like I said, I used the Remarkable You Are Remarkable stamp set for this, and I just fell in love with the this one's kind of one of those distinctive stamps, so that when you stamp it, it has kind of the shading. So like you can see it here with this flower, I hope, that there's some darker and lighter edges. And so if you don't use the outline and you just use these stamps by themselves, it kind of gives you more of that distinctive stamp. And then it also has the little dots and things. It also has some other, a little bee and some other things that you could use. I just didn't on this one. So, and I don't have the Hydrangea Hue, which is going to be one of the new in colors coming out in May with the new catalog, May 2026. And I can't wait to get that one because I just love the blues, like I said. But I used Cloud Cover, which I did have for this flower. And I used the Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and then the Secret Sea. I did use that. And then Crumb Cake for the dots. And I on my card, I used Crumb Cake and Mossy Meadow for the colors. And then also Night of Navy for an accent piece that I have that I'm using for here. They're some of the colors that coordinate with this paper. And then this piece, and yes, I did make a boo-boo and mess up, but nobody knows but me, and that's the good thing about the cards is you can overlook some of the flaws because nobody else has a clue what it's supposed to look like, so they won't know that it's not just a beautiful card. So let me go ahead. I'm going to just wait and put it on after. So on this piece, what you're going to do is you're going to lay it flat, and just trying to make sure I'm doing this right. Yes. So you can take this tear and tape piece off, or if you want to lay it down first, practice. I've done a few of these. So you're going to lay it flat. So keep this piece down or flat with this and just fold it at the 3-inch. Now this 3-inch score line is actually going to line up. I'm using my fingers to kind of hold that up at the back. And you're going to line up that 3-inch score line with the outer edge of the card and kind of line it up so that it's even distance top and bottom. And you'll line it up with that edge, and then you'll lay that down right there. So this piece is actually going to be stuck down to the back, but it will allow this 4-inch score line to pop up. Now, you're going to keep laying it flat. You'll lay this one over and be flat. And you can use either seal or tear and tape, whichever you want. You'll just add a line of glue adhesive here. Again, folding at that 3-inch score line, which is lined up with the outer edge of the card. You'll fold that over, and then you'll stick it down to where it sticks to that front piece. And then when it pops up just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add, oops, that's the only thing about the Seal Plus is sometimes it will grab the paper, especially if you are using cardstock that you have embossed because it's already done the loosened up the fibers with the embossing. So sometimes it can grab, so you have to be kind of careful. And then I'm just going to lay it down flat again, and I will put this part kind of even borders on that front panel. And so we've got that part, and then you could write your message on the back. And then the other embellishments, I have an old punch sprig, and so I have die cut a little piece in the Night of Navy that I'm going to use on the card front. I'm trying to find, oh, there they are on that side this time. So I'm just going to use that right here. And then I also have some old olive ribbon, some old ones that I have, and it coordinates fairly well with this. I'm trying to use up a lot of my stock. In fact, I just renovated my craft studio to get out stuff that I have had hidden for a long time so that we can just get it used, because it doesn't need to just sit in there. So to tell you how old it is I have some very old even rhinestones that Stampin' Up! Had a long time ago. And I'm trying to get those used up as well. And so you could just add some bling if you'd like also to your card with rhinestones or dots or whatever you might have that you think that you would want. And they can go wherever you want them. So those are stuck together. Those are going to go away. I have several that have gone off because these are very old. I have been doing Stampin' Up! I think I signed up as a demonstrator in, I think it was 2012, and I was doing some stamping even before then. I think I'm going to add a couple of blue dots back behind this upper part too. Oh, it stuck to my finger. I was wondering where it went. There it is. One thing about the mini glue dots is you can kind of fold them over to fit behind some of these die cut pieces or punched pieces to hide that glue where you want it, and then it can hold. But then you have this beautiful card, and if you stamp the envelope, which is always a good thing, then they get a sneak peek before they even open it. But I hope that you enjoyed this project and that you will check out my blog. I don't have the post up yet, but I will get it up soon. But my website is dianesblueheartsandbutterflies.com. I appreciate you spending your time with me, and I hope that you will come back to see more projects I do. If you do like the things that I do, you can subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon, and it will notify you when I upload new videos. I'm trying to get back into this. I had to take a couple of years kind of off because we were changing out our house and I was recovering from some health issues, but I think I'm trying to get back into this where I can get things going once a month. So I hope that you'll come back and check things out, and thank you.